All right, I am live and hopefully everyone can hear me great. It looks like I'm connected well. Oh, okay. Yeah, so there. I'm connected. Now I am on here just a little bit early. And so I'm going to hold off on sharing any details quite yet. Although, oh, it's got to be that camera. Okay, I was like, what camera am I looking at? Let's see if I can switch it to it does not look like I can switch it. Okay, so I really have to look up. I have two different cameras and yep, that is quite all right. Are we to 7:30 yet? We are. Okay, here we go. So imagine standing inside historic royal castles, viewing the crown jewels in both England and Scotland, walking the streets where Shakespeare once walked, and sipping Scotch whiskey during an evening of fantastic storytelling. Hi, everyone. I'm Melissa Peterson with Travel Like You Dream It. Thank you so much for joining either now or in the replay. Tonight, we are diving into the ultimate English and Scottish experience, and that is a Taste of Britain CIE tour. I have 10 seats held, and on an April 9th to 15th, 2027 departure. Okay, I stumbled there a little bit, so I'm going to restate that. I have 10 seats held on an April 9th to 15th, 2027 departure, and I'm pulling together a fantastic small group to go on this journey, whether you're traveling as a couple, bringing along a friend, if you're a solo traveler, there's a spot on this tour for you. Now, over the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through the day-by-day story of this tour from London to Edinburgh. All right, so let's start out in London, which is such a fabulous city. All right, so our tour will depart from our hotel at 2 p.m. and we'll go on this panoramic tour of central London to see famous landmarks, including Piccadilly Circus, Trafalgar Square. I've had to practice saying that. I've known how to say it for forever, but today it just left me. And we will also, of course, see Big Ben and Houses of Parliament. And then we will visit that historic Tower of London to see the crown jewels. And it's so cool because no cameras are allowed in when you go to see the crown jewels. So it's a very special experience. And it's one where everyone in the room is fully engaged. Nobody's going like this because you can't. And also the Tower of London with its history. I mean, seeing like the etchings into the walls that prisoners have done, it's so cool. And I mean, if you love history, it's so fantastic. Then on the next day, although I can't jump to the next day because before the day ends, we will enjoy a drink together and get to know one another, and then we'll all go out and dine independently. However, if you're in my select group, I think we should have the option of going ahead and making some reservations together. If especially if you're a solo traveler, you'd see where you'd be like, well, what, I'm just going to go wander on my own. However, if you prefer to be independent, no worries, the choice is yours. Now on day 2, it's totally independent touring of London. You can go to all sorts of iconic attractions at your own speed. You go on a hop on, hop off bus. It includes places, so many. There are so many that I've looked at. And the church, St. Paul's Cathedral. It's St. Paul's Cathedral. It's fabulous. I've been there, and if you're a Harry Potter fan, you can ask to see the special staircase. And you could go to the Eye of London. You go all over the place. And I do recommend making time to go to the Borough Market, which is this really cool food market. It's spectacular. And if you're a Shakespeare fan, I would definitely make time to go to the Globe Theatre. But the choice is yours. It's a full day of independent travel. And then on day 3, we depart London. When we depart London, we will be going to Windsor. And first, we're going to have a panoramic tour of Windsor. And then we're going to visit the state apartments of Windsor Castle, which happens to be the largest inhabited castle in the world and one of the king's official residences. which is, I think it's kind of cool. I like history and I like seeing those kinds of places. And then we will go to the beautiful city of Bath, which was founded by the Romans, and it's rich in elegant Georgian architecture. And yes, I'm reading this from the CIE brochure right here. And it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The entire city is. And we'll be able to tour the Roman baths to discover why these hot springs have been popular since ancient times. All right. Then we're going to go the next day. We will go on the Cotswolds Drive, and we'll stop in Stratford-upon-Avon, and we'll go to Liverpool, and we'll spend the night in Liverpool. And I'm so excited about this portion. The Cotswolds, and those beautiful buildings. Okay, well, I'll read it. Drive through the Cotswolds, a quintessentially English region with gently rolling hills, colorful gardens, and honey-colored stone buildings. If you've seen Bridget Jones' Diary, you've kind of seen that background. It's stunning. And we'll stop in one of many charming market towns or traditional villages. And then we visit Stratford-upon-Avon, Shakespeare's birthplace, and we'll get to walk where Shakespeare walked, and we'll have time to explore and check everything we want to out. Of course, there's always more. I shouldn't say everything, but you know what I mean. And then we'll go on to Liverpool, and you can enjoy, the Beatles, like see where they first performed. And I'm just realizing I need to move that a little bit. There we go. Because what is the name of that? Can I ask you all questions? What's the name of that place that they did their first concert at? Oh, the Cavern Club. I found it. So you could also go to the Albert Docks, which look really cool. Like you can do shopping and all kinds of things there. It looks like there's a ton of restaurants. But you can also go to where the Fab Four got their start, which is the Cavern Club. Dine as you wish. Again, this is such a cool way to do this because it's very open. Like you can do a lot of things on your own if you wish. And there are a lot of group things. So we can kind of mix and mingle and then, have at. All right. And then we go to the Lake District and the Windermere, and we go on a Windermere cruise. So travel through the Lake District, a region that inspired numerous painters and writers, including William Wordsworth and Beatrix Potter. We'll cruise along Windermere to admire the stunning scenery of the wooded isles and neighboring mountains. We'll get to spend free time in a traditional Lakeland village, pass through Gretna Green, so Gretna Green is in Scotland, and it is a place where people commonly eloped to, which I think that's it's romantic, it's fun. It's just over the Scottish border. And then we will be at our hotel, which is just outside of Edinburgh, where we will enjoy a free evening. And then on day 6, there is the Edinburgh Castle City Tour and the Scotch Whisky experience. So we'll get to explore central Edinburgh on a panoramic tour, including the 200-year-old New Town with elegant Georgian houses and the Royal Mile, where medieval houses are clustered closely together. We'll get to tour Edinburgh Castle to see the crown jewels again. Well, of Scotland this time. And we'll enjoy an evening of storytelling, whiskey tasting, and dinner at the Scotch Whisky Experience. Now, I've been to the Scotch Whisky Experience before, and it was for the Tasting Tales experience. We just had little bites to have with our whiskeys, and that was fantastic. I think the dinner is going to be even more amazing, and I'm very much looking forward to it. The storytelling they did there was great, and the whiskeys were grand too. And then sadly, the next day, our tour ends after breakfast. However, I do recommend maybe adding on a day or two at the end of the tour because there is a lot to see in Edinburgh. Now, one thing I really, really need to mention is I booked this tour to go on in April. And I did this for a few different reasons. Now, one, it is peak daffodil season, and even more importantly, it is not peak tourist season yet, which is a great time to go because then it's not so rushed and crowded and the lines aren't long. I'm sure there will be lines. There always are, wherever you go nowadays, it seems but it's not going to be overwhelming like it is in the middle of the summer. And then, of course, April is Shakespeare's birth month. And then also, it's the month William Wordsworth went on a walk in the Lake District with his sister and saw this glorious field of daffodils. And that walk inspired him to write I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud, which I just think that's so cool. And it's like, I can't remember the exact dates. I know I've written about it, but I can't remember it exactly right now. But we will be in that area that inspired him about 2 days to, I think it was 225 years since he wrote that, which I just think is so, so, so cool. Now, if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. And you can, if you're watching live right now. Now, if you're watching this in the replay, which I'm sure many of you will be watching it in replay rather than live, then you can go ahead and comment with a question and I will get back to you with an answer on it. Okay, so we've covered the basics of the tour, and then there are a few important details I want to be sure to share, and I'm going to just go right onto this to share them. So here's the thing, is it 7 days, 6 nights, 8 meals, April 9th to the 15th, 2027. The cost per person is $3,245. Now, the single room supplement is another $1,145. And now the single supplements too, they only allow so many solos on the trip. So if you're interested in traveling with a group and you are a solo traveler, let's talk as soon as possible because they do limit the amount of those that they allow. Your tour includes sightseeing by luxury coach with a professional tour director. I am not that professional tour director. I am there to make sure everyone is having extra fun and to provide a few more little extras for our group. Okay, and really you want a local professional tour guide. All on-tour transportation, including shuttles and ferries, is included. There is, of course, the welcome get-together drink with your group. That's included. There is free Wi-Fi on the coaches, so you can stay connected along the way. No worries about that. You also get deluxe documents, wallet, a backpack, and such from CIE Tours to keep you organized. And they also include an adapter plug-in, which I think is so cool, and a water bottle and a rain poncho. It's such a nice thing that they do. All local taxes, hotel service charges, and handling of 1 suitcase per person is also all included in there. Now, you can, of course, get travel protection, which isn't super exciting or sexy to talk about, but it is important, especially in these fun times. Now, again, the trip highlights are, we're going to see, well, of course, we're going to spend time in London. And then there is the Windsor Castle and Edinburgh Castle, the Lake Windermere Cruise, Roman Baths, the Scotch Whisky Experience, Stratford-upon-Avon, the Tower of London, and and the hotels that we will be staying at. We will be staying in the Doubletree by Hilton Hotel London in the Victoria area of London, and Balebrook House Hotel in Bath. You can see I should have put my glasses on. Delta Hotels by Marriott in Liverpool City Centre, and McDonald Houston House Hotel near Edinburgh. The meals included, there will be 6 breakfasts included and 2 dinners. And of course, this is covering the land portion of the tour, which is all of this. Let's see, what else could you possibly want to know? All right, so when you watch and replay, you are going to have to let me know what I missed and what else you want to know. I do want a quick share. I'm reading this fantastic book. I'm sorry, I covered my face. I'm reading this fantastic book, Juliet. I'm about halfway through, and it's all about Shakespeare's Juliet. And oh my gosh, if you're a fan of history and literature, and if you love William Shakespeare and all of that, this woman does an excellent job. Sophie Duncan, she's from Stratford-upon-Avon. So I've been very, very much enjoying that book. All right. I don't think I have anything else to share right now. And I hope you're having a good evening. It is a gorgeous day in Minnesota. We have been so lucky. It's Sunday evening, so I should really go ahead and just keep it short and wish you all a very fantastic night. Cheers. Oh, there's the button. Oh, shoot. No, I don't want to end it yet. I don't want to end it yet. I'm so sorry that I said that, because I also need to let you know that if you're interested in joining the tour, I do have a link that's pinned that gives you more of the details. And then if you have any questions, feel free to reach out at any time. Now, cheers, and go enjoy your Sunday and the last of the sunlight today. It's so beautiful. Although I wonder if how many of you are in Minnesota right now. All right. Take care. Have a great evening.